This message was not meant to be found by everyone, and yet here you are, before you even know why. Beloved soul, nothing led you here by chance. If these words are finding you now, at this precise moment in your life, it's because something beyond the visible world has gently arranged this meeting. You weren't searching randomly, and this message wasn't sent into the void. It was guided to you, quietly, intentionally, because your spirit was ready to hear what your mind may not yet have words for. There is a presence near you now, unseen but deeply aware, drawing your attention inward, asking you to pause and listen beneath the noise. Something important is unfolding in the invisible realm, and it is already brushing against your life in ways you haven't connected yet. And if you turn away too soon, you may miss the moment it begins to make sense. What you are sensing is real, even if you can't explain it yet. A soul connected to yours is reaching out, not in desperation, but in truth, not with answers, but with longing. They are not asking you to fix their world or rescue them from it. They are seeking something quieter, something sacred. Guidance, compassion, the safety of being felt without being judged. Their struggle is hidden from most eyes, carried in silence, wrapped in confusion and unspoken pain. To the world, they may appear steady, even distant, but beneath the surface they are navigating battles no one applauds and wounds no one sees. They are not broken. They are wandering through a fog, unsure how to return to themselves, unsure how to love without armor, how to trust without fear. In their stillest moments, when the world goes quiet, their soul reaches toward yours, not demanding, not pleading, simply hoping to be recognized. This message is not here to rush you or reveal everything at once. It's here to remind you that you are not imagining this pull, this knowing. If you continue listening, it's not because of curiosity, but because something within you has already begun to awaken, and your soul understands that a shift is already in motion. This is the moment where your path quietly intersects with theirs, and your presence becomes more significant than you've ever been told. Because what is being asked of you now is not action, not answers, not sacrifice, but the kind of love that can remain steady even when it is not mirrored back. Your soul already knows this, even if your heart has been tired of carrying it alone. The unseen guidance around you is making this clear. The one connected to you does need you, but not as a savior and not as a solution. They need the safety of your acceptance, the rare tenderness of being understood before they understand themselves, the grace of being seen beyond their defenses, their past choices, and the walls they learned to build just to survive. And the hardest part is that you are being asked to stay soft in the very place where you learned to protect yourself. Pause here for a moment and let this land, because what you are being shown right now is not their failure or your weakness, but the sacred weight of a bond that is unfolding on a deeper level than words could ever explain. They are not unreachable, and they are not disappearing from your life. They are caught in an inner storm where they cannot yet recognize the love waiting patiently for them. And that's what makes this so painful, because you're being asked to love without protection in the very place where you learned to guard your heart. And there are nights when it feels like none of it matters, because nothing seems to change. Your consistency, your calm presence, your refusal to withdraw your care is already doing more than you can see. You may have doubted yourself, wondering if your love was somehow insufficient, replaying conversations at night and asking yourself what you did wrong. And here is where everything begins to shift. Because this is not a random struggle or a vague promise of healing, it is an active spiritual process that has already been set in motion beyond the physical world, drawing both of you toward remembrance rather than loss. They reach for you not to wound you, but because on a soul level they recognize something familiar, something safe, something that reminds them of who they were before fear taught them to hide. You are not alone in this, even when it feels heavy, because unseen guidance surrounds you, reinforcing that love heals not by force, but by truth. This is not the time to abandon hope or harden your heart. It is a time to trust what you cannot yet see, to believe in their becoming even when they cannot, and to stay rooted in your own healing, knowing that as you continue to grow, you quietly create the space for them to grow as well, in their own time, in their own way, under a timing far wiser than control. Your soulmate is asking for help long before they know how to speak the language of vulnerability. And what you are feeling is not confusion, but recognition, because their soul has already begun to reach for yours in the only ways it knows how right now, through silence that lingers, through distance that aches, through the strange pull that keeps them connected even as they step back. They do not yet have the words, or the courage, or the safety within themselves to say what they need. But beneath every pause and every retreat, there is a quiet plea to not be left alone with their pain. Their withdrawal is not indifference, it is fear. Fear of reopening wounds that were never properly tended. Fear of being seen in places where they still feel broken. Fear that love will cost them more than they can survive. They learned long ago how to protect themselves, and those protections became walls, thick enough to keep pain out, but strong enough to keep healing away too. Pause for a moment here, and let your heart soften instead of tightening, because what looks like rejection is actually a trembling attempt to stay safe while still reaching for connection. The unseen guidance around you wants you to understand that these walls are not destiny. They are temporary structures built by hurt, and they will not fall through pressure or impatience, but through gentleness that proves itself over time. Their healing is not something you can direct or accelerate, and it was never meant to be. Yet your presence still matters more than you realize, because holding space is not passive. It is an act of deep spiritual strength. When you choose to love without demanding progress, to remain steady without forcing intimacy, you become the calm their nervous system has never known. You may feel as though you are waiting in the dark, unsure if anything you offer is landing, but your love is not disappearing into emptiness. It is taking root quietly where fear once lived. And here is the shift you need to feel rather than understand, because this is not a test of endurance or a vague promise of future closeness. It is an invisible process already unfolding, guided and timed with precision beyond what either of you can see. Do not measure their journey by speed or openness, and do not judge their healing by how quickly they let you in, because growth often happens beneath the surface long before it shows itself. The same guidance supporting you is supporting them, shaping this struggle into a turning point rather than an ending. For now, your role is not to rescue or retreat, but to stand rooted in your own love, trusting that this reaching out is not a sign of loss but of movement towards something greater, a love that heals, a love that matures, a love that both of you are being prepared to meet. The guidance around you is gently asking you to slow your breath right now and soften your shoulders, because the love moving through you in this moment was never meant to be spent entirely on another person. It was always meant to return to you as well. What you are being invited into is not self-denial but self-remembrance, a recognition that the love you offer so freely is divine in nature and therefore cannot be exhausted, only redirected when needed. As you allow space for your soulmate, as you loosen your grip on outcomes and expectations, something sacred is also happening within you, something that is teaching you how to trust without proof, how to love without guarantees, how to remain open even when answers feel delayed. Pause here and feel this truth settle slowly into your body, because the quiet stretching of time you are experiencing is not punishment or loss, but a refinement of your spirit that is preparing you for a deeper capacity to receive. The silence does not mean stagnation, and the distance does not mean disconnection. Love is still moving, still shaping, still growing beyond what your eyes can measure. Their journey has never been a verdict on your worth or the depth of your devotion. It is simply the path their soul must walk to remember itself. When they are ready, when fear loosens its hold and old wounds lose their voice, they will not return diminished but transformed, capable of meeting you with a presence that matches what you have always offered. And this is where your understanding must gently shift, because forcing change would only interrupt a process already unfolding with precision in the unseen. This season is not about control, it is about faith, a quieter kind of strength that trusts what is being woven, even when the pattern is still hidden. You are not here to carry another's pain or complete another's healing, and releasing that responsibility is not abandonment, but wisdom. What may feel like waiting is actually your own becoming, an invitation to tend to the places within you that have long given without replenishment. This time apart is not empty space. It is fertile ground where both of you are being reshaped. As you turn inward with honesty and care, you grow into the version of yourself capable of holding a love that is mutual, grounded, and whole. Their path is theirs, and yours is yours. Yet they are quietly aligned, guided by the same invisible intelligence toward a meeting point that cannot be rushed. Love, in its truest form, is not about fixing or rescuing. It is about presence, patience, and trust. Even now, even in the quiet, an unseen thread holds you together, and this space between you is not absence but preparation, alive with the promise of healing, growth, and a union that will arrive only after both souls have learned how to stand fully in themselves. You are being asked to surrender into trust, not blind trust, but the quiet, grounded, knowing that something precise is unfolding, even when your mind cannot yet trace its shape, because every step you take toward your own healing is already drawing the two of you closer in ways the physical world has not caught up to yet. Nothing you are doing to tend to yourself is separate from this bond. Every layer you shed, every wound you soften, every truth you finally allow yourself to hold is part of a preparation that is happening on both sides of this connection. The love that is forming is not fragile or rushed. It is being strengthened slowly, so that when it arrives it will not collapse under fear or doubt. And when that meeting finally happens, it will not feel dramatic or chaotic. It will feel natural, familiar, like stepping back into a place your soul never forgot. Pause here and let your nervous system rest for a moment, because this waiting is not emptiness, but alignment, and the space you are in now is shaping you for a love that can actually stay. Until that moment arrives, your task is not to search outward, but to return inward, to keep choosing yourself, to keep pouring warmth and compassion into the parts of you that once believed they had to earn love or endure pain to be worthy of it. In doing this, you are not only restoring yourself, you are recalibrating the entire connection. Because love does not pause while people heal, it deepens. And here is where the deeper truth begins to reveal itself, because this is not about reaching a destination or waiting for a perfect future. It is about honoring the journey that is actively reshaping both of you right now. You are not lost, and neither are they. You are walking parallel paths guided by the same unseen intelligence, learning how to love without fear, how to trust without control, how to stand whole on your own before joining hands again. Do not abandon love simply because it is taking time to mature, and do not doubt the bond simply because you cannot touch it yet. The connection is not weakening, it is stabilizing. You are supported in this, constantly, quietly, even in moments when you feel most alone. Healing is not coming someday, it is happening now. Even if nothing around you looks different yet. The shift began the moment you stopped abandoning yourself. Love is not waiting in the distance, it is growing beneath the surface. Very soon, the signs will become visible, the effort will make sense, and what has been forming in silence will step forward with clarity. This is not an ending, it is a threshold. Even now, in the stillness of this moment, your soulmate is reaching outward in ways they do not yet understand, through longing, through restlessness, through a pull they cannot name, and you feel it because your souls are already in conversation. They are not asking to be fixed or saved. They are asking to be met, and the healing they seek does not come from force, but from love that is patient, steady, and real. This is the part most people misunderstand. Sometimes love doesn't pull people together, it pulls them apart so they can return whole. And that separation is not punishment, it's preparation. Your love has always been the quiet force that stirs their becoming, the unseen spark that keeps calling them back to themselves, even when they try to turn away. And right now, what is being asked of you is not to chase or prove or wait in pain, but to hold a sacred steadiness that allows them the time and space to remember who they are beneath the fear. They may not have the language yet. They may not know how to reach across the distance with clarity. But on a soul level, they are searching for the light you carry, the love that has never left them, even when they felt unworthy of it. There are moments when doubt creeps in, when the waiting feels pointless and the longing feels unanswered. Yet you are not standing still as you think you are, because every step you take toward your own healing is quietly repairing the bond between you, shaping it into something that can last. Pause here and let this truth settle deeply, because love is never wasted, and what feels like patience is actually preparation unfolding beneath the surface of your life. When you love, you are not only offering warmth to another, you are also turning that warmth inward, softening old wounds, facing the fears that once made you shrink, and growing into the person you were always meant to be. This season is inviting you to choose yourself with tenderness, to heal the parts of you that learned to doubt your worth, because only a heart that knows its own value can give and receive love freely. What if this connection was never meant to save them, but to finally wake you up to yourself? You are not walking this road alone, even when the physical distance feels heavy. Their soul remains intertwined with yours, moving alongside you in ways the mind cannot track. And here is where the energy begins to shift, because this is not a time for defeat, but for quiet empowerment. A time to trust that the universe is conspiring in your favor, even when it doesn't look that way yet. Divine timing is not careless, it is precise. And when they are ready, they will meet you not as someone unfinished, but as someone transformed. The work you are doing now is the most important work of all, shaping you into the version of yourself who can meet love without fear. This connection is not a burden you carry alone. It is a blessing supported by unseen hands, guiding both of you through separation toward clarity. Your love is already working in silence, dissolving their defenses, easing ancient doubts, awakening hope they thought was gone, moving through dreams and still moments as a steady reminder that love does not have to wound. Growth rarely looks graceful, and sometimes it wears the disguise of distance. But beneath it all, roots are forming. Your patience nourishes their transformation. Your energy breaks old cycles. Your faith invites courage where avoidance once lived. Hold on, not from desperation, but from quiet strength, knowing the universe is preparing the ground so that when you meet again, it will be with understanding instead of chaos. Trust their journey and trust your own, because alignment is the meeting place and wholeness is the invitation. And remember this, sacred and essential. The love you offer them must first be given to yourself, gently and consistently, until it fills you rather than empties you, because only then will your love be complete, and only then will you be ready to meet the soul who has known yours all along. Now, as this message settles, there is a quiet invitation for you to let it move beyond listening and into the shape of your days, not through effort or striving, but through simple alignment with what has already begun. You do not need to change your life overnight or prove anything to the unseen. Nothing is being demanded of you here. Instead, you are being asked to make room. That might begin inwardly by noticing a thought you have been carrying that no longer feels true, a fear that has grown familiar but heavy, or a story about yourself that once kept you safe but now keeps you small, and gently loosening your grip on it without forcing yourself to replace it with certainty. It might also take form in the physical world, in the quiet decision to clear a small space, to open a window, to tidy a corner of your home, not for perfection but for breathing room, as a signal to your nervous system that something new is welcome here. There is power in these subtle acts because they mirror what is already happening beyond your sight, a soft reordering, a preparation that does not announce itself loudly but changes the atmosphere all the same. You may feel drawn to write a few honest words about what you are ready for now, not as a demand or a plan, but as a way of listening to yourself more closely. Or you may simply begin to notice patterns, repeated symbols, familiar feelings returning with new meaning, and allow yourself to acknowledge them without rushing to interpret. This is not about being vigilant or perfect, and it is certainly not about earning what is coming. It is about being present enough to recognize when the moment asks you to say yes, even if your voice trembles a little. Take your time with this. There is no deadline, no hidden test, no expectation that you arrive fully formed. Readiness grows quietly, often invisibly, and sometimes all it looks like is choosing rest over self-criticism, honesty over habit, or gentleness over control. If you find yourself doing these things almost without realizing it, trust that you are already participating in the process. What has been set in motion does not need your pressure, only your cooperation. And that cooperation can be as simple as showing up for your own life with a touch more openness than you had yesterday. Let this be grounded, let it be human, let it be imperfect. The shift does not enter through grand gestures but through lived space, and as you allow that space to exist, the message you have been hearing begins to translate itself into something real, something tangible, something that can walk with you long after the words fade. What you have felt while listening is real, and it matters, even if you cannot yet name it or place it neatly into understanding. This stirring was not imagined, and it did not arise on its own. It was met, acknowledged, and set into motion the moment your awareness touched it. What has been spoken here is already recorded beyond time, already arranged, already moving quietly through the unseen without requiring your force or control. And if you are still here now, it is because something within you recognized itself in this message, not loudly, not dramatically, but with a calm certainty that needs no explanation. This is not an ending, but a threshold, a gentle crossing into a season that will reveal itself in layers through lived moments rather than sudden answers. As it is written, the Lord will fulfill his purpose for me, and that fulfillment unfolds in its own way, at its own pace. You do not need to chase what is coming, it knows where to find you. Carry this softly with you. Stay open and let what has begun continue its quiet work as you return to your life, awake, steady, and ready for what meets you next. If it feels safe for you, you are gently invited to place a few words below, not as an explanation, not as a performance, but as a quiet offering of what your heart has been carrying. Whether it is a hope you barely admit, a pain that has followed you for years, a fear you have never named, or a prayer still forming, nothing written in sincerity is overlooked, and nothing shared here is unseen by God. When you allow these words to leave you, you are not exposing yourself. You are releasing what no longer needs to be carried alone. You are held in this space, guided in love, and remembered more deeply than you know. What comes next will not arrive loudly, but you'll recognize it when it does, because something in you will already know.